good evening. Those all the brothers and sisters and those all whom I met in the past, and those for the first time. So happy to meet all of you. Yeah. So before the talk, maybe to do some meditation prayer to pay homage to our kind, compassionate, Kushatyamata Buddha. Lama Atisha Lama Domba Chimdende Dejin Shava Dachumba Yanda Bada Shazu Damba Devara Shava Chide Kiyon Deve Kalo Juwa Lata Minim De Tomba Sante Chimdende Ayawa Shaja Dova Shazo Jazo Jio Lama Domba Chimdende Dejin Shava Yanda Varan Sobe Sanje Panjawa Shaja Dova Shibada Shazu Damba Devara Shava Chide Jamba Kiyon Deve Kalo Adam Minim De Tomba Sante Panjawa Shaja Dova Shaza Jazo Jio Kante Kanye Zu Jidam Zesa Jen De La Gongba Dimbo Nanye Jidin Dina Choche Song Te Keba Jula Namda Gunga Chukdu Suzawa Yeji Jazo Seje Lumba Java Jidin Sumna Lame Jala Jala Ajimen Dave Jala 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 Siva Suma Jine Jijin Jala Toje Jademba Tamje Jimbe Tomba Bo Sonama Yunden Jazo Jijin Jala Jala Bajan Rawa Juro Giving Azon Letters Tidu Duda Chojurova Chiju Jala Jala Dunya Layan Lava Dala Shinde Tamba Yunden Tamjela Shinda Bundi Tani De Lode Bayan Deve Jaza Buddha's basic advice to not engage in unwholesome action, engage in perfect wholesome action, subdue one's mind. This is teaching of Buddha. Then next, look at these causative phenomena, which includes one's own life, one's own body, possessions, surrounding people, friend, enemy, strangers, all these five sense objects, all these causative phenomena. Look at these causative phenomena like star. So, daytime, when the sun rises, you can see star. So, whenever in the everyday life, when we are talking, when we're doing conversation, we're chatting, talking about telephone, whichever way. When we're talking, we're labeling all the time. When we're thinking, we're labeling. When we're talking, we're labeling. Our mind is labeling, giving label, this and that. When we're in school, teacher is introducing label to us. Teacher is teaching us in school, in the university. Professors teaching, but what is exact? Teaching labels, this and that, putting labels, introducing labels, name, label, name. On some giving a label on a phenomena, a name, see, this and that. So when we're learning labels, name. When we're thinking, our mind is, constantly making up labels, giving name. This. You see, name of the person, I, the doer, name, label, then action. Do this, will be doing this, is doing this. And so you see, give label and name for the object. So that then somebody is doing this and that. So somebody, the doer is somebody. Label, then action, then object. So like this is it. So so when we're doing conversation, talking about telephone, whatever. Mind is constantly creating. Mind is constantly creating a label, giving label. See, so that. So, just one simple example that. Before you met the noodle in the kitchen, before you mixed flowers and noodles, or before you mix the flour, I said mix the flour with water and make the noodles. Before that, your mind gave label noodle. We're going to eat a noodle tonight. So your mind, you see, gave a label noodle, but noodle is not met yet. No, there's no noodle yet. There might be flour, but maybe you might buy flour from the market. Maybe there's no flour. Even if there's no flour, even if there's flour in the kitchen, maybe we have to buy anyway. So we're going to eat the noodle tonight. So that time noodle doesn't exist. But the mind is, the label is given, imputed, but noodle doesn't exist. And then, because there is no base see, the flower mixed the water and then made long, you know. So whatever, what you put through machines or with hand made long, you know, cut and then made flat and then, you know, long. However, so that which it receives, name noodle, so it doesn't exist, it's not there. So the label is given, the mind has indicated the noodle, but that time noodle doesn't exist. But there's this you see, flour mixed water and then made long, fine, you see, whether it's produced, whether through a machine or whether with hand, made the cut, and, you know, made a small long. It is there, but the label noodle is not given. So also that time noodle doesn't exist. So when that noodle comes in existence is this material which can receive label noodle is there, and then the mind made up label noodle and believed that. So when that happens, the minute when that happened, then noodle came in existence. Noodle came in existence. So mind seeing this specific phenomena. You see, middle house, the flower, they're long. See, so mind which see that made up the label noodle. Mind which see the base made up the label noodle. Believe that. So that's what it is. That's what it is. Noodle what exists is nothing more than that. Nothing slightly more than that. It's just basically mind will see that phenomena, which that is particular design, and then let up the label, noodle, and believe that. So therefore, what is noodle? What is noodle? It's nothing other except what is merely imputed by the mind. What is merely imputed by your mind. Nothing other than what is merely imputed by your mind. So noodle exists. Noodle exists. But what it is nothing other except what is merely imputed by mind. So it's an extremely subtle phenomena. Extremely. When you analyze what it is exactly, that phenomena is nothing other except what is merely imputed by mind. So this extremely fine, very extremely subtle. Extremely subtle. What is exactly? It is not non-existent, but it's like non-existent. It is like non-existent. So like non-existent has big differences. If you put a word like, Say, like non-existent means it exists. See, like makes difference like sky and earth when you put the word like. So it exists. But it's an unbelievable subtle phenomenon. How the noodle exists. What is it exactly? How it exists? If you analyze the four schools of Buddhist philosophers, Prasangika, the Madhyamaka school, the Svatantrika school, and the Prasangika school, the second Prasangika school, according to that philosophy view of how phenomena exist, the subtlest, the extremely subtle, dependent arising. How things are, how things exist, how things are functioning. The whole I, action, object, or the whole entire phenomena. So the so like the whole entire phenomena, what they are, how they exist, how they're functioning, is exactly as this. The example, how the noodle, the nature of the noodle, what is it, how it exists. In a mere name, millimeter by mind, and functioning that way. Exist that way, cease also that way. Can they exist in that way? Yes. Birth, existing, ceasing, is all in mere name, limited by mind. The noodle, you see. But these things, three things happening, mere name, limited by mind. So anyway, so extremely fine, extremely subtle, the borderline of existing and not existing. The noodle, you see, the existing and not existing. So it's unbelievably subtle. The borderline, existing or not existing. Existing in name, limited by mind. So anyway, so therefore, many famous meditators make mistakes that I think we're given more examples. So not only noodle, also the sound. More examples of emptiness. More meditation. More examples of emptiness. More phenomena, more things means more meditation on emptiness. So one extra meditation on emptiness. So anyway, so many meditators make mistakes that so so extremely easy to say, for nihilism, nothing exists. Because it's so subtle, unbelievably subtle. What it is, how it exists, is it? So therefore, very easy to fall nihilism, nothing exists, or say, or eternalism. Things exist from say, its own side by its nature. Or things exist from its own side, or things exist by its nature. So see, inherent existence. So you feel falls in eternalism. So another extreme. So you don't see the middle. So you don't see the middle way view. The truth. You don't see the truth, the ultimate reality of the phenomena. You see ultimate reality, the middle. So you don't see it. So that. Ignorant. You see, not seeing the middle way view, the devoid of the extreme, the eternalism, devoid of the extreme, the nihilism. You see, so that you don't see the middle way view. See, obscured. You don't see the middle way view. So that's the ignorance. That unknown mind is ignorance. So that becomes the root or basis of the delusions. So that ignorance, not knowing, unknowing, see, the ultimate reality of the phenomena. Can't see the truth is the middle way view. See, can't see. Either you feel nihilism or feel the other extreme, the eternalism. So that the mathematical school, the first one, Svatantrika school, is Rankuba. So that philosopher is things, the noodle or the I, the self, you see. So in the case noodle, can say it see cannot see, say, cannot accept that the noodle exists in mere name, merely imputed by mind, cannot accept that. When you so say cannot accept that. Because that the philosopher the doctrine is that believes that it should have some existence from its own side. There should be something from its own side. It cannot be only, it cannot be just imputed by mind. There should be something from the side of the noodle, existing. So believes existing from its own side, believes existing by nature. So therefore cannot accept merely imputed by mind. So if you accept merely imputed by mind, then for that philosopher it becomes, you see, like nothing, like it doesn't exist. You see, things this, so cannot see middle of view. So think this way. believe this way. So you see, so here, didn't fall in the nihilism, that it doesn't exist, but it fell in eternalism, because believing there should be something from its own side. There should be some existence from its side, you see. Except that it's labeled by mind, but cannot accept merely labeled by mind. Why? Because believes there should be something from the side. How? I remember a long time ago, one sangha, one old elderly, old sangha member. So discussing. So we're talking about meeting with the mind, isn't it? So that monk was saying, how is possible that it's not possible? Meeting with the mind, existing, that it exists, being meeting with the mind, not possible. There should be something from the side. There should be something to that person thing. So I think that's similar to the Svatantrika school belief, you see, the philosophy. So anyway, so like that, even the mathematical school, see, the fourth one, so Svatantrika school, even that one, they believe as a philosophy like this. Except labeled by mind, of course, but thinking that there should be some existence from its side. So therefore, cannot accept that exists by name, meaning by mind. So I think I drank the mere level of water, but also I drank the true existing water. Truly, inherently is in the water, and as well as mere level water. One exists, one doesn't exist. One just believed, but it's not there. One exists. I don't believe it exists. So it's the Lama Atisha explained in the teachings of the three principal aspects of path to enlightenment. So when you see on one phenomena, unification of emptiness and dependent arising, so at that time the analysis is completed. When you're able to see, able to accept, able to see the emptiness and dependent arising, emptiness and existence, you see, or emptiness and dependent existence. What is that? That is dependent arising. So, emptiness and existence is unified on one phenomena, like noodle or eye, you see. So it is empty, but at the same time it is existing. So while it is existing, it is empty. So the noodle. So we're talking We just talked about noodle. So after this analysis, know what it is. You see that that is totally empty of existing from its own side. It's totally empty of that. But while it's empty, you can see it is existing. It is not. It is not completely non-existent. It is existing in many limited by mind, because there's a base, because there's this phenomena that is particular design can receive the label noodle. See, it exists. It's there. It's on the plate. It's in the container. Oh. So therefore, what is merely imputed by your mind, noodle, believes in that it exists. So this exists in that way. So therefore, it is empty of existing from its own side, but at the same time, it is empty of existing from its own side, and So, in other words, you can see here, when you say it is empty, it becomes reason. It becomes a reason it exists. When you say it's empty, you see, this way of empty, not empty by name. Not saying it's not there. You see. So empty of existing from its own side, to say, without mind being, without merely imputed by the mind that it exists from its own side. So empty of that, empty of that. So when you say, therefore now here, when you say something is empty, it becomes a reason that it exists. You see how it exists, meaning to our mind. So this is unified. Emptiness, dependent arising. So that same thing, the eye is empty, and you see empty of existing from the side. See, as emptiness, it exists. It exists in meaning, limited by mind. So here again, unified emptiness, independent arising. So that emptiness and existence is unified. So let me just mention this anyway. As often mentioned, we have been believing not only this hour, but from this morning and from yesterday, from birth. You see, one has been believing that there is real I in this body, not in the head, not in the hands, not in the toes, not in the legs, not even in the stomach, not even in the stomach, where there so many staffs there. I don't stop people working. I don't stop people working. So many staffs. So many what? They're in the stomach. So, not there, not in the head, see, not in the neck. General belief is that inside the chest, above the belly, down the neck, somewhere in this, somewhere here in the chest, somewhere you see this part of the body inside, not outside. Eyes not outside, but somewhere here, inside the body, inside the chest. When we do not examine, looks like it's there. There's a real eye there, 100%, no doubt. 100%, no doubt, is there. No question. No question. You don't go to see the doctor. Ask for a check with the X-rays whether the eye is there. Okay. Ask the doctor to check whether the eye is there, or operate. Do operation, check whether the eye is there, or cells there, or put a microscope. Put a microscope and check whether the eye is there. See, that's one belief. Anyway, I'm joking away. That so you see, there's no doubt, 100% belief. From the birth, from the mother's womb, this belief is there. Even the time when the consciousness took place on the fertilized egg in mother's womb. You see, this belief, a real eye there can be found. You see, there, from very beginning of conception. You see, when the mind took, when the consciousness took place on the fertilized egg. Not that consciousness from there inherently, exists from itself, not of that, not conceived that way. But you see, took place. Consciousness took place on the fertilized egg. So that's why took place on the fertilized egg. So that's why so many people, young and old, so many people, they remember their past lives. So many children and old people, they can see those who have more clear mind, clear memory, clear mind. Like those who have much clear mind, clear memory, they can remember so many things. Who doesn't have clear mind, so many things forgotten, don't remember, particular childhood time. You see, the things that has been longer time, they can't remember. So, see, so even this life, there's so many people, can't remember, so much can't remember. You see. Then there are people who have a very clear mind, can remember so many things. Even from the childhood time, even can remember from birth. I have met students who remember coming out of mother's womb. So those who have clear mind, yes, they can remember. So similar, so can remember life before this, where they were. See, can they remember? So like that. By using this life example, there's some people can remember so much. Some people, because very unclear mind. So many things forgotten. Even the same day, I forget many things done the same day. So that, so then when those people, you see, mind become more clearer through purification, purifying the pollutions, the defilements, the obscuration, do more purification, then memory comes back and can remember many things. Then by actualizing karma abiding, this perfect meditation, samatha karma abiding, then 6 yogas naraba, with those realizations can then those meditators, yogis have very clear memory, can remember many past lives, they where they were, and I think Lama, I don't remember hearing directly from Lama. Lama is the founder of the organization, kind of in 33 times Buddhas. They mentioned one student that he went to this Iraq, not Iraq, maybe Israel or Iraq, Turkey, I'm not sure, where this pyramid, Egypt. So Egypt. So Lama went to see the pyramid in Egypt. So I think told that he remembered that long time ago, many lifetimes ago, but Lama was there. So so the so the person, you see, whose mind become lost so much memory, that's due to causal conditions happened. Negative causal conditions, impurity, see. But then you see, by purifying, say, through meditation, see, doing practices that which very powerful to purify the mind. Service to the Guru, service, doing hard works, with compassion, doing hard works, sacrificing life for other sentient beings. Not only Guru, but also that's extremely powerful. Then also the compassion, sacrificing life for other sentient beings. With compassion, really, being so much hardship, there become very powerful purification. So within those, so forth, then I say practice of the powerful, say, deities of the enlightened beings who are especially manifested, whose special function is to purify the defilements, obscurations. So by doing meditation of the deity, those mantras, of course, can be purified. So then suddenly you remember, then you see compassion. Oh, especially for example, the Lama Atisha's disciple, Domtomba, he was embodiment of Genesis. Lama Atisha's translator in Tibet, Domtomba. Who is the embodiment of the compassion Buddha Genesis. Working for Tibet, you see, spread Dharma in Tibet, the snow land, or the people are special objects to be guided by Genesis, you see. Special kind of connection. But of course, Tibet nowadays also we are the West. As a famous compassion Buddha in a human form. That we receive many teachings from his and guidance, to receive so much advice in life, how to live life and how to go about, how to achieve liberation, enlightenment, everything. So you receive so much guidance, so much blessing. So nowadays we are in the West, you see so many million people we are also us Western people, also special object to be guided by compassion Buddha. So among the Buddhas, the numberless Buddhas, but special connection, special connection with compassion Buddha, receive guidance, so working for us. So like that. So anyway, yeah. So Lama Atisha is a crown. He's the top crown of the hundreds of 300 or 400 of great pundits, great scholar, but they are all highly attained beings. Not just only the samatha or realize emptiness, like that, but achieve very high Tantra path. A great yogi, a great scholar, very highly attained beings. So he was Lama Atisha was crowned at that time in the Nalanda monastery. So in India, whole India. So there was degeneration happened in Tibet. The Buddhism. See, people, degeneration happened. That if they practice sutra, they cannot practice tantra. If they practice tantra, they cannot practice sutra. So they regard it hot and cold. They regard as contradiction. You see, not a practice for one person, gradual practice for. They don't see as a gradual practice for one person to achieve enlightenment. The Hinayana, the Mahayana Paramitayana Sutra, Mahayana Tantra, all these three levels of teachings taught by Buddha is for one person. As advice, teaching from Buddha for one person, gradual practice to achieve enlightenment. Could not see this. So the way Lama Atisha, Lama Atisha, the Dharma king of Tibet, that time he invited Lama Atisha in Tibet. So he was so worried, unbelievable, worried. See. So then one minister suggested to the king, there's Lama Atisha in India. So then the minute when the king heard Lama Atisha's name, the king stood up, and the king got unbelievable devotion. Tears come to his eyes. Then hairs from pulse to his body stood up. He put palms together. So there was much devotion to Lama Atisha. The minute when he heard the name, then Dharma King Lama Atisha decided to embark Lama Atisha in Tibet to make the Buddhism pure. So the king went to look for gold to make offering to Lama Atisha, he sent gold offering before with Naksolotso, another Tibetan translator of Lama, to invite Lama Atisha, but it didn't happen. Then he went to look for gold again to make offering to Lama Atisha. And so I think maybe near Nepal, I'm not sure. So the religious king captured him. The Dharma King of Tibet captured him, put him in prison. And then the Lama Atisha's nephew, Changzhu, they went to the irreligious king, offered him the gold, and the irreligious king said, still the size of the head is missing, so I need that. Then Changzhu, the king's nephew, went back to prison to tell the king, Dharma King. And then the Dharma King told the nephew that don't offer any gold, even one handful, to the religious king. Send all the gold to India, to invite Lama Atisha in Tibet. I will give up my life. I will give up my life. I will die in prison. I will give up my life for the teachings, to spread teachings in Tibet and the Tibetan people. So then he sent a message, may I meet Lama Atisha in next life. King sent a message. Then another translator, Yak Johnson, so went. That, of course, that time forest, there was no car, see. There was no car, airplanes, cars. Now you can fly to Tibet. Now you can fly to Tibet, by airplane. Anyway, so took a long time to go to India, Nalanda. So whenever there was difficulties in the road, unable to recognize which road to take. There's two roads like this, crossroad. Then generously manifest in child and guide the translator, say, or sometimes manifest old person and give advice. Don't talk, keep quiet, don't talk much to people that are named by Lama Atisha, so become obstacle. So anyway, then finally reached Nalanda in India, and then met Lama Atisha finally, and then reported everything. King passed in prison and gave up his life to spread Dharma in Tibet, all that. And then they promised Tibet, all the confusion. And then Lama Atisha, he said, I knew everything, so now I'm going to check to Tara. The Tara, the female enlightened being, with the manifestations of all the Buddha's holy action, to fulfill the wishes of sentient beings, of happiness. See? So Lama Atisha said, I will ask Tara, this did not mean asking Tara House. Melbourne Tara House. Anyway, so anyway, then Tara told Lama Atisha advice that if you go to Tibet, your life will be highly beneficial, but 7 years your life will be shorter. It will be highly beneficial in Tibet, your life, but 7 years will become shorter. Then Lama Atisha said, I don't care if my life becomes shorter, since if my life is going to be highly beneficial in Tibet. And then he decided, without announcing to the monastery, all the pandits and the people in India. So very quietly went to Nepal, showing aspect, making plea in Nepal. Then went to Tibet. Because otherwise the Indian people and all the Lama Atishas were great need in India, also for the Indian people. So they wouldn't allow him to go. So anyway, so Lama Atisha, came in Tibet and then wrote this teaching, the Lama of the Path to Enlightenment. So within few pages, Lama Atisha integrated, the 3 levels of teaching, Hinayana, the great vehicle, the lesser vehicle, and the great vehicle teaching, the Mahayana Sutra, Mahayana Tantra. So Lama Atisha integrated all these into graduate practice for one person, teaching for one person. All these are teaching for one person, but graduate practice to achieve enlightenment. So then in Tibet, Buddhism pure and cut all the wrong views, confusion. So like this, no contradiction between Sutra and Tantra. So like that. So here in the countries, in the especially Malaysia or Taiwan, or some of these countries, there's a the Tibetans called Tibetan centers are Vajrayana center. Then there's Chinese Mahayana. Then there's a Theravada, so like that. So which gives some wrong view to the people as it is something. As those teachings kind of totally, not connected. You see, as if you practice, Vajrayana, you can't practice the Mahayana. If you practice Mahayana, so you can't practice Vajrayana. Or they have a lesser teaching. If you practice lesser teaching, you can't practice those other, learn or can't practice those others. Which gives kind of wrong idea. So recently I told in Malaysia that. In Nepal, so in the Malaysia like that, the countries, the Chinese, the Mahayana, then the Tibetans, not Mahayana, but that's Vajrayana. Then so, but in Nepal, in Kathmandu, so the Nepalese, they think all the Tibetan monasteries are Mahayana, and they are Vajrayana. The Nepalese, we are Vajrayana. All the Tibetan monasteries, Mahayana. So now here's the label change. Here Mahayana, all the Tibetan monasteries, and they receive all these great lamas from four traditions, great lamas, the extensive commentaries on the path of the deities, to see, within one life, within a few number of years, in a very brief time of distant time. Those unbelievable commentaries, teachings on the deities' path, you see, that which makes to complete the extensive merits, you see, which take three countless great eons in the Paramitayana, the Mahayana Sutra is a Paramitayana. Here you can finish within a few number of years, by achieving illusory body, clear light, those things, you see. So, the education is happening. They're doing retreat, some people doing retreat, but then they never is, you see, they never themselves, all this Mahayana. It means, I don't know what that means. I have no idea. It's Mahayana, and we're Vajrayana. So they, well, I don't know exactly. I'm sure there's enlightened beings, yogis, I'm sure. That's what anywhere can happen. Even among the Muslims, they can be enlightened beings, even among Muslims, Hindus. They carry a name outside looking Muslim, you see, Bodhisattva, but I also look at Muslims, see, dressed like that. Certainly, it doesn't make So anyway, but generally speaking, what I heard is just from father, the family generations, father, see, teach son, you see, how to do the rituals, the like Vacha you can practice, or some like basically something like that. How to do the rituals, things, so father teaches son teaches their grandchildren. So that's what I heard. Anyway. Not so much as teaching publicly all this. Didn't hear really giving the whole explanation. Say, instead you see, there's a lot of teaching Four Noble Truths. Then on top of the Bodhicitta, the Mahayana primary teaching. Then on top of the Vajrayana, the whole flavor, the whole richness, the whole part. Then the particular part of deity, like whatever you see, which is based on all this. I didn't hear taught, but there's some rituals, how to do, doing prayer rituals taught, from father to son, then some like that. But anyway, so they will get Vajrayana, that all the 12 monasteries are just Mahayana, and so they in the Chinese, the Malaysia, the places. The Tibetans, Vajrayana, and so like that, the label changes. So which gives so big wrong view that because there's no way to practice Vajrayana without Bodhicitta, without empty right view, without renunciation, without Four Noble Truth. This, without that, without renunciation, suffering samsara, cause of samsara. The renunciation, there's no way to generate Bodhicitta to sentient beings, and there's no way to practice Tantra. No, so if you practice Tantra, if you practice Vajrayana without those two, without Bodhicitta renunciation, the understanding of the Four Noble Truth and the renunciation of samsara, some cause of samsara. So, then if you're doing very high meditation, say Tantra, Dzogchen or gradual completion stage or Dzogchen, if you're doing very high meditation, chakra wind drops. However, it doesn't become Vajrayana. It doesn't become Vajrayana. Because also there's no understanding of emptiness. So there's no way to become. There's no way to practice. No way to practice one mind unified to see wisdom the method. Wisdom, wisdom, understanding emptiness. You see? So that is the meaning of the Vajrayana. So the one mind, that is here. One mind, not separate mind, not two separate mind. One mind practice wisdom, another mind practice method. That according to Paramedian path, you see the Paramedian path. This is Paramedian path. Then you practice method wisdom cooperatively, but by separate mind, to achieve enlightenment, Buddha's holy body, Rupakaya, holy mind, Dharmakaya, for sentient beings, to benefit of sentient beings. So in Tantra, here, you have to practice. So the special thing in Tantra, one mind is a practice method of wisdom. Yes. one mind, see, practice the method wisdom, see. So unified of the method wisdom. So that's the great skill in Tantra Vajrayana. So that's what becomes so powerful, like atom bomb that purifies the defilements much quicker. Within one life, within in a brief lifetime of degenerate time, you see, so powerful to purify the defilements and collect essence within a short time. So without emptiness, without the idea of emptiness, the ultimate reality, then there's no way to, even your time practice of Vajrayana doesn't become Vajrayana. So one side is missing. Even you visualize deity, pose on the deity, but the other wisdom is missing. So it doesn't become Vajrayana. Say like that. So then, motivation has to be bodhicitta to practice Vajrayana. The motivation has to be, you feel unbearable that sentient beings, the desirable sentient beings and formless sentient beings, formless realms, and all these sentient beings. So you meditate on, say, you see that how they are suffering. That includes every sentient being, desirable, formless. So seeing how all these are, being under the control of karma and delusion, and attacked by suffering pain and suffering changes, temporary some sort of pleasure, and suffering changes, and then the pervasive compounding suffering, the aggregates with nature of suffering, caused by karma, delusion, contaminated seed of delusion, which compounds this life suffering, compounds future life suffering. So then, by feeling compassion, it's unbearable to them, and then to free them from all the suffering causes to bring them to enlightenment. Then, you see, then for that, success of that, you need to achieve enlightenment. Then that's how you generate thought of seeking enlightenment. So the bodhicitta is a combination of those two, seeking the happiness of other sentient things, and seeking the enlightenment. And for that reason, then, oneself to achieve enlightenment. Such that the two wishes. Then such this principal consciousness. So so that's the attitude to practice Tantra, the secret mantra Vajrayana.